Well, we've gone from the NFL. Now we're going to talk a little baseball with the great Brad Adam from Root Sports, who joins. Hi, whoa, there he is.
Hey, whoa,
hey.
How we doing, brother?
Yo, Brad, look at what you want to put on any more Mariners gear?
Hey,
Jeez.
I'm going to the game today as a
that's
fan.
right.
I'm
That's
taking
right.
pops, and I'm
That's
going as a fan.
right.
So, do you think I blend? Is it too much? Do you think I blend?
No, I like it. It looks good. Yeah, I like it. It looks good.
Okay. Hey, I need to ask you where are the what is it? The value beers or the cheaper beers at
Have you
T-Mobile?
never been to a game there?
Yeah, but I'm working. I can't drink beer while I work. I'm not like you, Puck.
You can drink beer anytime you want. Just, I mean, did you ever listen to Niehaus for those years?
Great point. That wasn't beer, though.
That was brown water.
Exactly.
I was sipping on. All right,
it's on.
It's behind home plate.
Okay.
You know where the Hall of Fame wall is?
Yeah.
Back there.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
Done.
Do you like you ever had Victoria beer?
I don't think so.
It's a
Victoria what?
It's a
BC?
No. It's a Mexican beer.
Oh.
It's a great beer. Victoria comes in the small 12-ounce cans, which I prefer. I don't like the big 24-ounces. I'm so tired of they're too big and too warm. I don't like
them.
Get
warm at the end. All right.
Yeah. Go get a Victoria. It's the Hall of Fame section. It's right behind. Right behind home plate.
All right.
Enjoy yourself with the pops. Good for you.
Yeah, I said, hey, Pop, you want to, get on the field? You want to do this, that? He's like, nope. I just want to go as a fan. I go, you want to go in the tunnel? Or nope. Just want to go be a fan. I want 300 level. I want to look out at the water. I want to walk around. I told Angie and Val I'm going to come heckle them pregame show.
Yeah. Yes, you should.
With beers in my hand going, you suck!
Valley! Because that's what people do to you.
Exactly.
That's what people do to you.
It's all coming back now. Yep.
You know what I forgot is as Brad joins us every single Thursday, it's brought to you by the great John Howie Steak.
Yes.
I didn't play our commercial. There's Brad. Where's John? She still is smoking hot.
There I am.
There he is. There's Brad getting served and not being able to meet the great John Howie. Brad joins us every week, again, brought to you by John Howie Steak. Entertain your next clients, family, and friends at John Howie Steak. Have the best dining experience in the city, johnhowiesteak.com. Well, third base, huh?
Wow. I mean, third base in the two games. I mean, which was a bigger base running blunder, in your opinion? Robles stealing home, bases loaded, 3-0 count, which he admitted he had no idea it was a 3-0 count. I thought that was really, really smart to say. Or Julio last night.
And still has not talked to the manager at the time? That I didn't understand either.
That I find hard to believe. Yeah. Or Julio last night.
Why would he lie about that, though?
I have no idea. That was just a weird situation. And I've never seen anything close to what happened to Julio last night.
No.
Right?
No, not at all. For me, and I think Robles is the more egregious.
I think so, too, because that was more of a mental error than – because Julio was really caught off guard. You're watching it.
I get it. I get why he jumped out with the way.
You see Rainey lose the bat, and I'm watching on the screen because we don't have Julio in the picture, and you see Wells get up and throw to third. I'm like, what are you doing throwing to third? And he's out. I'm like, how in the world is he out?
Yeah.
Then you see the replay, and you kind of understand it. He just kind of thought it was a dead ball and was having some fun running towards the Yankees dugout. And then, Manny Act, the third base coach, said, get on the bag. Dude, get on the bag.
Yeah.
And she was almost, So, I mean, heads up by the Yankees. It was just really unfortunate because it was really kind of set up. You were thinking and hoping that, first and third, no outs. You got to get at least one to tie. I mean, it was looking good for them. And now the math becomes, I think, somewhat simple, Puck. They need to win out. The math is simple. I don't know.
Every
game. Because if you win every game, then you hope Houston goes 5-5.
Yeah.
And you win the West. A little easier maybe in the wild card, but you got other teams. It's about the same. Basically, win out.
All right, let's do it. Do they have anybody in their clubhouse they can peel off? Like in Major League? Do they have anybody like motivation where they can start peeling off the wins?
Layers of clothes.
Because I'm envisioning. I have a buddy that's a Tigers fan. Shout out Derek if you're watching right now.
Tigers, by the way.
I think the Tigers have a cutout of Mitch Haniger in their clubhouse.
Huh.
And every time they win, they just peel off another section with his quote saying, well, we should beat them. We're better than them.
I forgot about that quote. Yeah, you're probably right.
It's a tough one.
For the Mariners.
Who do you got up there? I don't know. What would you put in there?
Somebody from the Astros. That's the team they dislike the most.
Sure.
Who was
Altuve or?
Yeah, maybe Altuve for cheating in the buzzer. Maybe Neris for hitting.
I did appreciate Altuve, though, the other day.
Hey.
Of ripping off his shoe and sock and going up to the umpire like, listen here, you son of a bitch. He hit me right there.
And he gets tossed. And then what was even more surprising, in the bottom of the 10th, Profar doesn't get hit. They say he did. He's arguing, I didn't get hit. The Astros are arguing he didn't get hit. And then it was upheld. And both teams are livid, which I'm like, that's bizarre.
I've never
seen that either. And just, it's wild times, in baseball now. Okay. And it just, go ahead.
So the Julio play last night, I would just say this. I mean, it's a terrible play. He's got to be smarter than that. I wondered out loud, does Manny Atkin need to be a little bit more quicker on the response there? I don't know. It's bang, bang play. He's got a flying bat coming at him. He's got to get out of the way or he's going to get hit by the bat. Clearly doesn't need to drift that far off. And then when he does drift off, he needs to have the self-awareness to know that it's not a dead ball, that he's got to get back. And I just wonder with the rules, did he think, I mean, there's two scenarios. One, he thinks that that Arozarena hit it, or he just thinks that if a bat is flying at you, that it's automatically a dead ball.
Dead ball.
He must think that.
That's my guess too. Absolutely. And it was just unfortunate. I said the timing was just terrible to lose like that, and then have the Yankees celebrate in the clubhouse. So it was a tough one. A tough one of many tough losses this year. You just feel like so many opportunities, Puck. You feel like this was the year, right? With Houston being down, Texas terrible, under 500. I mean, the West has never been more winnable. And they've got the best pitching staff in baseball, and they just didn't do enough offseason or at the deadline to help those guys out. And it's just it's frustrating for sure for everybody involved.
Yeah, and I think that's you go back into the beginning of the season, when was this season lost? I mean, it's lost in the offseason. It's just lost. It's lost that they could not take advantage of just an unbelievable pitching staff. To me, it's a wasted year. I've never been more disappointed, I think, in a baseball season than this. And I think I said the same thing last year, coming off of what it did. And now this year,
coming off a playoff year, right.
This year has topped that. I mean, I said this in the beginning of the show that it's not even 2 years ago. They're right there with the Astros.
Absolutely.
Could have won each one of those games, and they obviously they didn't make enough plays. And it's over. It's done. So it's just it's ridiculous.
Right. And now you go into the off season knowing that, I mean, I think this will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, off season in franchise history in terms of what I think they're going to try to do as far as, trades. I think it's just going to be really active, and I think the team will look drastically different next year. So
who do you think they're going to trade? Who do you think they're going to move on, try to get out of here?
I mean, every time you watch the rotation, you're like, who would what, certain teams want? Brian Woo's been so good. Yankees got him a little bit, sure. Bryce Miller was so good last night. Kirby was so good the other night against Texas. Logan's been good all year, and Luis, we know how good he is. It's just, I don't know. It depends, on salary. If you're trying to move salary, like with Luis, if you're trying to move another player to dump salary, like a Garver or Haniger type, you got to pair that with someone. It's like I said, I mean, who knows what they're going to do, but it will be very interesting. And I think they'll be very active. I don't think that they can go into next year with the bulk of these hitters back and expect different results. So we'll see.
I mean, because they clearly are not going to go. I mean, we're going to, financially speaking, right? What are they?
Right.
They're not going to open up their checkbooks. I mean, it's not. They tried it. They didn't do it last year. They've got so many people, and we've talked about this over and over again. They've got so many people they've got to pay.
Right. That's why I think, if they end up trying to trade, 3-4 of those guys, you can open up a lot of money to either get back in trades or to sign. But I mean, they've had trouble, as we all know, identifying offense. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll get it right this time.
Yeah.
But again, they're close. We see it with this third wild card. They should be in contention every single year with that staff. If they can just augment a little bit offensively, and
they should have won the division this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the thing.
They're up 10 games in June. I mean,
up 10 games. Astros got injuries everywhere.
Right.
Their entire team is injured. The starting staff, Kyle Tucker, misses the entire season.
Right.
And they not only take you over, they do it in like lightning speed.
Right.
And get up to what was their high?
I think it was 6.
6 games.
Right.
They did it in a blink of an eye, Brad.
Yeah, and let me tell you this. Think about this, fans. Their best starting pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi.
He's pitching against him, right?
He's pitching today.
But he's going to pitch against. I think he's in.
Yeah.
I think Chandler Rome, who covers him, said he's in line to pitch against him.
But if I told you at the beginning of the year, hey, Puck, good news. Houston's best starting pitcher is going to be Yusei Kikuchi. You would start celebrating right then.
Of course you
would order playoff tickets right then.
But now I know. Now I've conditioned myself that he's going to shove it down their ass when he pitches against them. He's going to pitch in the finale against them.
Oh, jeez, they're 9-0 when he starts. 9-0.
God, that's ridiculous.
Just ridiculous. I mean, they were raked too over the coals for giving up too much for Yusei.
Sure,
they said it was a terrible move. Even their GM said, "Hey, we had to give up a lot because we were desperate. We need a
terrible
starter."
now.
Not terrible now.
Yeah, the game one is going to be Hunter Brown against Miller.
Okay.
Valdez against Gilbert, and then Kikuchi against Kirby.
Nice.
At least that's what I'm showing on ESPN.com.
Who knows if that'll change? You're right. If they've clinched by then, or I just hope that somehow the Mariners are alive and somehow those games can mean something. That's my hope. I hope they win today. Yankees should be about passed out, hungover. Everybody's got shades on today. They're just like stumbling in. Hopefully they play nobody, but I know they still want to get the East and number 1 seed. So they'll probably play.
Champagne hits you hard. Champagne hits you hard.
Right?
Hits you hard.
So, you take this one with Gilbert, and then you roll into Texas. You've handled them all year. Yeah. So if you can go win 4 straight and just keep it.
Look at you.
I know. I'm trying.
Glad you are a fan. Good for you.
Trying,
you still have hope, and I love it.
Well, I just want those games to mean something. I don't want Houston to celebrate on the field, in the Mariners series. I don't want Houston to celebrate another West, which would be what, 6 out of 7 years or 7 out of 8 or something.
They've
ridiculous.
Run probably more.
And this will be their fewest wins, right, that they've ever won it with. So that's
why it's so maddening.
Right.
That's just so maddening with this year that this was just the moment to finally put them out of their misery.
Exactly, and everybody's
couldn't do it.
Yeah, Texas comes in, they're like, "Hey, beat Houston." The Angels, everybody's like, "Hey, you guys, let's go beat Houston." Everybody is against Houston, and to their credit, they had a horrible start. They were 10 down. They figured some things out. And they're Houston.
And you go back and like Cleveland's doing is helping them out. This week with Minnesota,
right?
But they can't take advantage of it because the Tigers are playing so much better, and they're on. I mean, the Tigers to me is just they sold at the deadline.
Right,
they were telling their fan base, we're done. We're going to trade one of not our best pitcher, but one of our really good pitchers. We're going to trade them away, and they're going to make the playoffs.
I mean, Scooble's going to be a Cy Young Award winner. Their young hitters, the guy got hot in the second half.
Oh God,
I know they've got a nice core there. So. And they're hot, it just kind of takes that, right? Whoever's hot in September, they're 8-2 their last 10 games. I mean, they're rolling. Look at the Orioles; they're 2-8. They're dying. Royals are kind of dying. It's just once you get in, it's just such a crapshoot. I wouldn't root against or bet
so
against.
Wide open.
Yeah, Yankees, Astros. I mean, Guardian. I mean, they're all flawed. I don't know if there's a one dominant team, even in the National League. Look at the Dodgers. You want to talk about injuries? I mean, I don't know who they've got to pitch. Even last night, it looks like he's out for the year again. It's like ridiculous outside of the offense, which is great. Obviously, I mean they're a flawed team. I mean Philly's bullpen isn't very good. Who knows? And it'd be wide open.
We'll go back to Robles for a second.
Okay, all the way back.
I want to go all the way back. I want to go full circle because we touched on it, we kind of glossed over it, and then we moved on. But when he says after the game or the day after, I didn't even know what the count was.
That's a bad look.
How does that? I mean, I know mistakes happen, but even if you can't articulate that, can you?
Right.
Maybe don't say.
Just
that.
lie to us. don't tell us that.
Maybe that's why he does use the translator. Maybe he just doesn't want to. Maybe he shouldn't use it anymore. Maybe he shouldn't use it. Shouldn't use Freddie.
Yeah, that was disappointing. Yeah. And then with the finger injury, he didn't play yesterday. I don't know if he's going to be able to play today. I mean, he's a guy that kind of like Ty France needs to kind of figure something out where you can't get hit every series. I mean, he is on the plate and does not move.
Yeah. So because he really puts those hands like his stance
doesn't move. Yeah,
and he doesn't. He needs to learn from Randy. Hey, when the pitch is coming, and you want to take it, just jump out of the box.
Just step out
into the dugout.
How is he not hit every game, Randy? And he's hit a lot. But my goodness, if you're stepping out on me, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the Rangers, you knew he was going to get hit.
Sure.
I mean, that was. Yeah,
he's a polarizing player. He's on your team, you'll take it. When he's not on your team, you can't stand it.
Right. He's one of those guys. Exactly.
How do you think that they feel? Like old school Dan Wilson when he watches it. What do you think old school Dan Wilson, managed by one of the more tougher SOBs ever in Lou Piniella? Yeah. What do you think, like the internal voice in Dan Wilson's head is thinking when he watches that?
Probably does not approve of it, right? I mean, what would Lou do? What would Lou say to that? I mean,
how would Lou? I got into an argument with some people about this because, I didn't like the way that Wilson handled it post game. I just think that I understand maybe
last night or
with Robles. Maybe he's trying to protect him, whatever.
He is,
but I also think it's okay to come out and just say something to where you just don't completely trash the player and just say, that's not how we play around here.
Right.
We don't play that way. Victor knows that, but I want the team to know that. I want our fans to know that. We don't play that way. That was not heads-up baseball. That's not Mariners baseball. We are in a pennant race right now. We're in a playoff race right now. We can't play that way. I know that he's as disappointed as I am and all you fans are. I know that he's more disappointed in himself, but we can't play that way. It's okay to say that.
I agree with you. Hey, are you writing apologies again? That was really good.
That was pretty good. Well,
that really was good.
When this whole thing flames out, and it's probably sooner rather than later.
When me and you were at John Howie's just drinking that last bottle of scotch together, man, hey, buddy, we had a good run. We had a good run.
This was fun. It was fun when people used to watch and listen to us, but now they've moved on to bigger and better things, and it's happening faster than you realize.
Oh. They're probably going to give us a bill too, because now we just eat and drink for free.
Here's my card. Do you want no, expired. See that date? Expired.
No gift card.
Yeah, no gift card.
But you're right, and I think that's
still says KJR on it. You can't use it anymore.
But he should have said it last night too with Julio. But you're right. You just say, hey, I've never seen that before. It's a learning play for all of us. But you got to be smarter. You got to just stay to the bag. In that situation, You're right. You're not throwing the player under the bus. You're defending him, but you're also saying that, I'm holding you accountable for this. This is not okay. You're my guy, but we got to be better.
Because I fell into the trap, just going back to Robles, I fell in the trap like other people did. I thought they pulled him. I mean, and I thought they used just the convenient, he got hit on the hand excuse to pull him and then not play him yesterday. But then when he didn't play, I know, but when he didn't play yesterday, I'm like, okay, he was clearly he was really hurt because they're not going to. Dan Wilson probably wants to send a message, but he's not going to send a message to take his best player or one of his best hitters out of the game now.
Right.
But with Julio, I think he could have done it with Julio yesterday. And there was part of me watching you guys last night. Boy, you did a great job. By the way, again,
appreciate that.
I didn't think Julio would talk.
I was really impressed. He generally does not talk after losses.
Never talked. Like, no, I was thinking to myself, how many times have we seen him at his locker this year?
Not very many. So kudos.
I bet
to
you
him.
can count on one hand. I bet you can count on one hand how many times you've seen him at his locker.
Yep.
Talking.
So that was impressive. So that was good of him to do that and kind of explain the situation. Did he ever say? Mind.
But yes, I agree with you. But did he ever say, "I effed up"? He seemed to be kind of making excuses like, "Oh, it's balls, it's bats flying at me.
Right, I'm out of the way.
What am I supposed to do? I got out of the way. I've talked to other players. No one's ever seen that before."
Right.
I think the Puckett Crisis Firm. When this is all done, when we write,
that's what we do.
That's what I'm gonna do.
People's messes.
Yeah,
okay.
That's we can call it the Puckett Adam Crisis Firm. We'll write excuses for people.
Yeah. Don't have to be in sports. It can be in anything. Any line of work.
Yeah, and then we would have written something for Julio last night and just said, "Hey,
make it simple.
That was flying at me. Wow. I got out of the way. I screwed up by not getting the bag on time. And I heard Manny yelling at me. I can't do that. We're in a playoff race right now, and I cost us an opportunity to get that win last night. I feel horrible about it as being a guy who's one of the leaders of the team, one of the best players, the best player on the team, face of the organization. I can't do that."
Look at us. Look at our crisis management team.
It's unbelievable.
Should I quit now?
How much we charge?
Should I quit Root now or wait a little bit?
I'd wait before you actually quit. But we've solved it. It's so easy.
Yes, you're right. That's it. Because then you take accountability. You apologize and
you deflect and you always apologize to the fans.
Nice.
And they eat it up. They perfect. It's great. He's sorry.
Right. He understands. Right. Now we kind of understand what he was thinking, the process, taking us through the play. He knows he messed up. He knows he's sorry. We all move on. We're all good. Here we go. Nice.
This will be, without a doubt, don't you agree, the most important offseason in his career?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see kind of what staff is coming back. And the big one for me is what happens with Edgar. Does he want to go through a grind? Does he want to maybe come once, a homestand or every other series or something and join the team, at T-Mobile for a while? But I mean, he's made a difference, Well,
what's your feeling on it? You're around him.
I think it might go back to doing what he's kind of been doing the last couple of years, and that's just kind of showing up at home when he's in town and kind of when the team's in town.
I want to be on that schedule.
I know, right? So I think the messaging has been so good. I mean, I think the record now is 13-12 with Dan. So they haven't got quite the stellar play and the bump to get them over the top.
Yeah.
But when you look at the offense, I mean, they're top 5 in the league in just about every category since Edgar and Dan took over.
Correct.
So it is making a difference, and just keeping things simple. And the approach has worked with Julio, who's had a very disappointing season. I mean, let's be honest. His numbers are half of what they should be. Yeah. So that it's been a lost year for him.
That's why I said it's the most important offseason for him, because it's like he can't have that again.
Right.
Ever again.
There's no way this team can be a playoff team with Julio like that. Because he's going to get a huge bump next year. Gosh, someone who's mentioning they think it might be like 20 next year.
It is. It jumps to 20. Ooh. It goes from 11 to 20.
So he has to play like a superstar next year. And he can't go back to Tampa and go back to his hitting coach doing the same drills indoor.
I agree.
Where everything is great and you're going to hit and hit and hit. You need to continue what you figured out and changed with Edgar and keep that mentality.
He needs to fire that guy. And not work
everybody
with them
needs
anymore.
a hype guy, right? Everybody needs your hype guy, social media people, and
just
people.
talk to Edgar. He's in your backyard, and you don't have to pay the guy.
That's right. The team
it's free.
Right.
The team's paying him.
I'd like to see Julio here in the offseason working with Edgar. That'd be great too. I mean, a little.
I understand why he'd want to go back to Florida.
No, I guess
is that where the offseason is? Florida,
Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to be in Tampa in the winter? For sure.
But if I come up for 4 days and work with Edgar, I can do that.
Okay.
But yeah,
what are those 4 days, Brad? Is those 4 days where it's 41 degrees and it's dark by 3:58?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be in January and it'll be Yes.
Yeah.
But that going in. You're not looking to go out. It's a work trip, Puck. Come on. It's a work trip for these 23-year-olds.
He's like, leave. Can't just Edgar just go down there? Edgar wants to get out of here.
Maybe Edgar will do that. Okay, maybe that's smarter. But you're right. He needs to take a step forward because you look at all these other young stars around the league who've taken a huge step forward and just passed Julio. I mean, it's just.
Well, Adley Rutschman didn't have a good season.
True. But Gunnar Henderson did.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt did.
Bobby Witt did. Yep.
And Jackson Churio, a 20-year-old from Milwaukee. Well, you see him last night. They got him like near beer or non-alcoholic beer because he's only 20.
Yeah,
the Brewers celebrate.
Didn't they put it in a stroller?
Yeah.
Did I see that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of these young guys, have passed him, and he needs to get back to being among the elite, which he was the first couple of seasons. Be more consistent. I want to see him consistent over 6 months. Don't have 2 good months.
All right.
Let's have 6 good months.
Enjoy the game with your father today.
Cheap beer, peanuts. I'm excited.
Cheap beer again. It's
maybe
behind. It's a Hall of Fame spot. Cheap beer. Get a Victoria. It's great. Victoria. They got Bell Breaker back there.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
I'm excited.
$5. I never thought like getting one beer 12 ounce for $5 is a deal, but it is.
I'll make Dad buy. It's fine.
Yeah, make him buy.
There you go. Yeah, I got the
peanuts.
Tickets.
Yeah. Hey, I'll give you, if you don't want to pay for food in there, let me just give you a hot tip here.
Oh, on the outside?
Go in Occidental.
Okay.
They've got, there's a bunch of them. I can't remember the main one we always go to. I got to remember the name. If I remember it before you go, I'll text you.
The sausages ones or the barbecue?
Yes. Yeah. But it's like $6 for a hot dog, a drink, and chips. $6.
Come on. Really?
It's the best deal. And then get your peanuts out there.
Right.
Get your
nothing
caramel corn. Nothing inside. Everything on Occidental, okay?
Gotcha.
It's so much cheaper.
Right. All right, we're off right now.
Okay, I'm sorry we kept you so long.
No,
I know you got to go. All right.
I appreciate it.
You're the best.
We're running out of time.
We're running out of time.
10 to go. Win them all.
Okay, 10 in a row.
No problem.
See you, Brad.
Thanks, buddy.